What's up, guys? It's me again, Christian Rodriguez, and today I'm going to talk about why you're not supposed to be liked by everyone, right? Because I know a lot of people, including myself in the past, right, would focus on being liked, right, by everyone and thinking, oh, I need to be everyone's friend, right? But the harsh reality is that's not the case, right? If you want to achieve anything great, right? If you go through life trying to be liked, you're going to waste a ton of energy trying to please everyone, right? And it's if you try to please everyone, you're just going to drive yourself crazy because it's nearly impossible to please everyone. Because even if you try to please everyone, there will always be someone who doesn't like you. And you just have to be fine with that, right? And the thing is, the goal isn't to ask yourself, who likes me? The goal is to ask yourself, who respects me? Because respect has a bigger impact, right? Now, I'd rather, personally for me, I don't know about you, but I'd rather someone dislike me, but respect me. Because respect is the real power, right? I'm gonna give you guys an example of this, right? So recently, right, there's this girl that I knew, and you would see her every day. Often we would run into each other and we would just talk. It was like fine. It wasn't a big deal, right? We were just talking, right? And one day she suggested, oh, let's go to a Christmas market, right? And I acted like I didn't hear her because honestly, like, right now, at least at that time as well, I was focused. Even now, I'm still focused on my goals. I'm focused on my business. I'm focused on creating content. So I don't really have too much time for that, right? And I knew the Christmas market was about a 3 hour commitment. So I would beat around the bush. I wouldn't really talk about it. But there was this one time she kept pushing on it. She kept asking, oh, let's go to the Christmas market, right? And I said, oh, we'll see, right? To bring it to the side. But she kept bringing it up. She kept asking. She dug deeper. She's like, come on, let's go to the Christmas market. And I just straight up said no when she kept pushing, right? And when I said no, she actually got visibly angry. She was visibly upset, right? And like that was like a couple of months back. She still hasn't spoken to me, right? And the truth about it is that I offended her, right? The reason why I said no is because I sensed that I wasn't sure if this was a romantic relationship or if this was a platonic relationship, right? And I did not need to waste my time being her girlfriend, right? So I said no because I was protecting my time, right? The Christmas market is about a 3 hour commitment. I didn't want to commit 3 hours to doing that for a platonic play date, right? So I could be her male companion. But because I said no, I offended her. And I have to live by that because that's what's going to happen, right? I chose my mission over going out to the Christmas market. And that's what's going to happen, right? And I also think by me saying no, it exposed her real intention as well, right? Which was able to protect my time. So the main point that I want to talk about in this, right, is that too many people are scared to do what's best for them because they fear upsetting people, they fear being judged, they fear losing their social circle. And I get it, right? It's uncomfortable at first, but when you have a mission in place, who gives a fuck? No one, I could care less, right? And you have to have that mentality like, I give zero fucks if so and so is upset with me because I can't make it to something, right? So you have to mentally prepare yourself for it. And I'm going to give you an example, right? Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time here in Chicago, so I might as well talk about him. He was hated. Michael Jordan was not like by everyone, right? Now he's admired because he's legend of the NBA and everyone knows who he is. But before that, he was freaking hated in the 90s, right? Teams freaking wanted him to lose. Everyone was sick of the Bulls winning. Even within the Bulls, it's not like his teammates exactly loved him, right? They actually feared him, right? They actually wanted to avoid him. When he walked into the room, like he made the room, he brought like a lot of intensity into the room, right? Like he's not a nice guy, right? If you remember, he actually got into a fight with his teammate, Kerr, because he was that intense in practice, and it led to like a scuffle in practice, right? But they respected him. That's the thing. The Bulls teammates, they all respected him, and they realized, okay, this is the guy that is going to lead us. This guy, even though he's an asshole, he's our asshole, right? Now, I read the book Relentless. That's how I know the details of this. At least, probably don't know all the details, but I know some of the details because of the book Relentless. Tim Grover was the coach of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade. But he talked about there's just one time, it was after a Bulls playoff game, right? One of Jordan's teammates was like a bench player too, but he had like a hamstring injury, right? So he wasn't practicing that day, and he was in the training table waiting for the trainer to like, right? Michael Jordan's like, where the fuck is he? Right? He needs to be out here to practice. And they said, oh, he's injured. He has a hamstring injury. So he went into the training room, right, where the training table is, where the Bulls player was laying on the table, and he flipped the table with him on it. And this is what he said. He said something in the lines of, I just played 48 effing minutes last night, and my whole body hurts. Get your ass back to the court, right? And I remember, because I've listened to the audiobook, I remember hearing that, and that was like, because that's something that's a quote of someone who on a mission. That's someone who does not give a flying F. He does not want anyone to hold him back, right? Or slow him down. And I'm not telling you to be like Michael Jordan and be an a-hole to people. That's not what I'm telling you to do. But you could learn something from Michael Jordan in this situation, right? Because he didn't care about who liked him, right? He cared about ruthlessly getting to his mission, which was the NBA Finals, right? And even after he got a finals, right? Even after he reached a championship, he always thought about the next championship. And that's the thing. Like, think about it like this. Do you think guys like Michael Jordan, Kobe, Elon Musk, do you think these guys care about, these guys care about being liked, right? Or if they cared about offending people? Of course not. They did not give a shit. If you're going after something real, right? And you're going after your true mission, stop asking yourself if people like you, right? You should really be worrying about your mission. You should be worrying about you respecting yourself, right? Because when you're respecting yourself and you're going after your mission, people will start to respect you, whether they like you or not, right? Doesn't matter. So I'm going to leave it at that. I appreciate you guys for listening. I'm going to keep creating more content. So subscribe and take care.